Hello friends, this is Shrines and it's time for more of Code Realize Wintertide Miracles Cantraella's side story. This is part 6 of my Let's Play and hope you enjoy. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I do always appreciate it. And so, Cantraella and Cardia got kidnapped by the Baron and now we're entering his castle. But I think Cantraella really wanted to be here instead of around Miles, who totally betrayed her, so that was that. It was quite bad last time. I must admit I'm impressed. I followed his guide and began heading inside the tower. Oh, it is much bigger inside than it looked like. As he leads me through a halled area, I look to either side of us. Just as he said, the interior seems to be quite a bit bigger than how the tower looks from the outside. Although, oh, Cantraella's awake. Her eye finally open. She stares at me sleepily from Aiguille's arms. Cantraella, you're awake. How are you feeling? There's no need to apologize. Besides, if I hadn't got involved, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. So, I'm sorry. She doesn't know anything about my situation, but I'm sure she has a guess as my relation with Miles' betrayal. Even so, she just smiles weakly in response, not a hint of blame in her expression. Oh yeah, he carried her there. Oh. Ignoring him, Cantraella nimbly gets out of his arms.
まあいい。どれだけ生意気だろうと連れてきてしまえばこちらのもの。さあ、カンタレラよ。今こそ私のためにその歌声を捧げてもらうぞ。
I don't think she feels like singing right now.
嫌です。
A curt reply.
なぜに
Why, you ask?
誘拐同然で連れてこられ、喜んで従う人がいるとでも？
強情な。だがそんなことを言っていいのかな。君たちの運命は私が握って
どうするんです？
You left him speechless.
金なら出すぞ。
A non-answer.
いりません。以前ならともかく、今の私にはお金を稼ぐ理由もないので。
なんて融通の利かない女だ。こうなったら歌姫の妹よ、ここは一つ飴玉をあげるから一緒に君の姉を説得してくれ。
He called Cardia her little sister and said, I'll give you candy. That is not good. Oh my goodness. She's not that much smaller, is she? What? Little sister? He couldn't be referring to me, could he? I'm not her little sister. We only just met the other day.
何？なんか似てるからそうだと思ったのに。最後の望みが。
He's like Crow trying to get candy to people. If that was your last resort, I'd say you didn't think this through very well. At a fundamental level, this person isn't fit to try to fly. Aiguille? First of all, we don't even know what's going on. Why do you want Cantraella to sing here specifically?
そうですね。それを語ってもらわない限り、検討することすらできません。
かに真意を隠したまま君たちに行動を強要するのは筋違いなのかもしれない。だがその説明はここではできないんだ。今から私が案内する場所へついてきてくれるだろうか。
He starts walking towards the end of the hall. Ahead, there is a single door. Cantraella and I exchange looks and... Shall we? I give her words of support as we follow him. We go through the door after him, and then... What is this? It looks... Oh, it's a bedroom. I love the green in there. Balmy decor adorns the room along with a large bed and table. There are bookshelves as well. It looks like someone's living quarters. Around the walls are mysterious wriggling machines that would surely cause Impy to swoon. I stood in a state of astonishment for a moment, but remembering a topic at hand, I began talking it once again. Aiguille, where are we? Aiguille? I call out to him once more, but his body begins quaking violently until... Oh my goodness, he passed out? He falls flat on the floor with great force. Aiguille, are you alright? No response. In fact, he doesn't seem to be moving at all. Oh no, did he hit his head on the way down?
待ってください。カルディアさん、この人の顔をよく見て。
His face? What about it? The impact must have knocked his mask loose when he fell. Oh, okay. It lay on the floor beside him where he fell. But the face that was hidden under his mask this entire time was blank. No, blank isn't quite right. The exposed face is covered in mechanical parts. It's a mechanical doll. It goes without saying that this is hardly an ordinary person's face.
それは僕が動かしていたただの機械人形だ。
So it wasn't human at all. I turned to the direction of the voice. At the end of the room. Oh. A young man sits upon a large chair-shaped doll. Oh, he's so handsome, pretty.
なんだ。こういう時は普通、はじめましてと言うべきなのか。
So very cute.
僕が本物のエギーユだ。
So you mean... Wow, what is behind him? Interesting. That you were controlling the masked you from this room?
まあ、そうだね。
He acknowledges this fact as though the amazing technology were only a matter of course. This young man doesn't give the impression of a skilled engineer, but...
なるほど。通りで異様に力が強かったり、体が硬いと思いました。
But you seem so different from when you were controlling the doll.
仕方ないだろう。もうかれこれ5年以上人と生身で会っていなかったんだ。緊張するに決まってる。
5 years? What have you been doing during that time?
それはもちろんずっとこの城の中で生活していたよ。
Never left for 5 years? Don't your friends come over to visit, or...?
友人などいない。
Well, I feel bad for you. But what about your job?
してない。両親が残してくれた遺産があるから、そもそも働く必要がないんだ。
Right,
典型的な引きこもりのダメ男ではないですか。
Oh, that's kind of mean.
なんだと？
This feels oddly reminiscent of her interactions with certain someone I'd rather not name right now.
まさか座ったまま私たちを出迎えたのも歩くのが面倒くさいあたりのふざけた理由では。
That feeling you can't walk.
それは違う。
A powerful, restless denial.
僕は生来足を患っていて、まともに歩くことができないんだ。
He really is the prince from the fairy tale.
決して好きでこんな無様を晒しているわけじゃない。
Aiguille grits his teeth and stares at the floor.
ごめんなさい。デリカシーのない発言でした。
いや、いいんだ。そう思われても仕方がないさ。
Aiguille, you showed us your true self like this. Is this related to your objective?
ああ、大いにあるよ。少し昔話をさせてくれ。もしそれを聞いて少しでもどうかこの願いを聞き届けてほしいんだ。
I was born and raised in a suburb of London, not too far from here. My family was, well, pretty well off. Long ago, we even held the proud rank of Baron. Yes, that is correct. That is why I called myself Baron Aiguille. Titles are useful in so many ways, so I was able to benefit somewhat. But I digress. Even after I forfeited the noble rank, I still possess a large sum of money. I got along well enough with my family, and any onlooker would have been envious of our apparent happiness. Yes, I believe we were quite content then. Except for one thing. The fact that their only son, myself, was born unable to move his legs. The illness itself that affected my legs wasn't terribly serious. The treatment was over almost immediately. However, the problem remained. No matter how much I practiced, no matter how hard I tried, my legs just wouldn't move. Myself and my family, we all believed at first that I'd be able to walk eventually. As time passed, however, expectation became disappointment, and disappointment became pity. It wasn't long before I started shutting myself inside my room. My only comfort were the many books that my parents would buy for me each month. Perhaps it was a reaction to staying inside all the time. I grew to greatly admire the grand ventures and technologies that were written in these books. In particular, the story of a moving castle, a prince and a princess as its main characters. It's quite a famous fairy tale, so perhaps you two are familiar. In any case, my days of immersing myself in the world of books continued. I can recall a cold night when I was still little. There I was, casually staring out the window. And then I saw it. Beyond the haze of the fog far away, what I saw there was something spewing out steam. I couldn't believe my eyes at first, thinking it must be a giant or a dragon. However, as the fog wavered, I could make out more and more parts of it. Its tall steeples, its outer walls of steel. Indeed, it was a castle. A massive castle, just like the one in the fairy tale, that moves through the wilderness with incredible power. The impression it left on me as that night is something I'll never forget. It was a sensation describable to what I imagine being struck by lightning must feel like. My heart was aflutter. When morning arrived, I briskly told my parents and acquaintances about the experience. However, as one would expect, no one would believe me. Everyone simply told me that must have been nothing more than a dream. There were even those who spread rumors saying that I must have hallucinated something because I wasn't able to go outside. I was incredibly frustrated. Not that the fact that nobody would believe me, but rather that nobody would even begin to acknowledge the possibility of a wonderful castle filled with dreams and adventure. So, driven by a passion like none I'd ever felt before, on that very same day, I left with his cane in hand. That's correct. I wanted to prove everyone wrong by finding that castle. However, that would prove a reckless act. No matter my conviction, there was no way my legs would suddenly begin cooperating. I fell repeatedly. Many times I fall face first. By journey's end, I was completely covered in dirt and reduced to a crawl. And then, finally, arriving at my destination, there was nothing. The only thing nearby was a small tower that stood by itself. It was a gigantic figure on its own, but a castle was nowhere to be seen. I have reached my breaking point. I laid there, arms and legs spread out, looking to the sky and crying. Perhaps what my parents said was true. That a moving castle was just an illusion, a manifestation of my fragile mind. But then, in the wilderness at night, when no one else should possibly be around, someone spoke to me as I lay there.
子供がこんなところで一体何をしている?
Appearing from the small tower in the middle of nowhere is a man in his prime wearing a puzzled expression. As painful as it was to speak at this point, I answered him in a desperate voice. I came to see the moving castle. Everyone said I was lying, so I wanted to prove that it was real. I responded as such. Then the man relaxed his expression.
動く城が見たいか。また懐かしい言葉を聞いた。そうだな。このまま沈める予定だったが、最後に誰かに見せるのも悪くない。
He then fiddled with the machine that he held in his hand. And then, the earth shook. More specifically, the earth slowly rose, resounding its deep rumble through the night, taking away the dirt and sand that coated it. A big castle. Something began peeking its head from the ground. That something was the same castle I saw on that foggy night. The emotion I felt then is indescribable. And I picked myself up from the ground, gripping my cane, and asked the man, "Are you burying it? It's such an amazing castle."
これはもう不要なものだからさ。大質量を動かす実験も兼ねていたが、この形にしてしまったのは私の干渉。戯れに設計したものを利用した夢の残骸だ。見せるべき相手もいない。だからせめて君に見てもらってよかった。
I desperately clung to the man who smiled sadly. "If you're just gonna bury it, then give it to me."
それは構わないが、もうこれを動かすことは不可能だ。今動かしてみせたのも最後の補助動力を使っただけ。もはや私にもあの城を動かす術はないのだから。
He continued.
もし奇跡が起こせるとしたら、この城に選ばれた歌姫だけだろう。だが、その歌姫も今はもうどこにもいない。あるいは、今はまだいないというべきか。
With those parting words, disappeared into the wilderness. All that remained was a sunken castle, a lone tower, and a boy, possessed of a new dream. To make that castle rise.
あの日、僕が出会ったのが魔法使いなのか科学者なのか、それとも幻だったのかはわからない。でも、この城を再び動かせるかもしれない奇跡を起こす歌姫。僕はその言葉を信じて、ずっとこの城を起動させる方法を探し続けてきた。
Why is I like that? Oh, the real Gil. A timid young man born of illness that rendered him able to walk. The moving castle was given to him as a young child, and he seeked the songstress voice so he might move it once more. Okay.
ほどなくして両親が亡くなったのをきっかけに、生活の基盤をここに移し、独学で必死に勉強しては、停止させられていた機能の一部や、こんな人形を再起動させ、最近になってようやく、あとは起動の鍵さえ手に入れば、という段階まで至ることができたんだ。
And that key is Cantraella singing?
ああ、彼の言葉と残された資料、そして僕の研究が正しければ、特定の人間の歌声を鍵として、 この城は本来の姿を取り戻すはず。
So that's why you need to bring her all the way here. Oh my, this story has just become something else entirely. A moving castle that only chosen songsters can control. I feel as though I've become part of a fairy tale that Cantraella taught me.
仮にその話が本当だとして、なぜ私をそのおとぎの歌姫だと断定したのですか？
簡単なことだよ。計測器があるんだ。それに対して君の声を解析にかけたら一致率が 100%。いや、それを振り切るほどの結果が出た。
Feeling somewhat uneasy to those words, I begin to speak once more. So, it was a close match, but what you haven't answered yet is, why was it Cantraella, out of all people?
それは僕にもわからないよ。単なる偶然か、あるいはこの城と何らかの関係があるのか。だが、理由はどうあれ、僕の夢が叶うのは間違いないんだ。
Shouting with a dramatic gesture of his arms, Aiguille swiftly moves the automated chair closer to us.
この城は僕のたった一つの夢だ。今まで何もかも諦めてきたけど、これだけはどうしても譲れない。だから頼むカンタレラ。
Aww.
謝罪や謝礼は後でいくらでもする。どうか僕の願いを聞き届けてはくれないか。僕はこの城を足にして世界中を旅してみたいんだ。
Cantraella stares in silence as Aiguille lowers his head.
なんだ、いきなり人を睨んで。僕は何か変なことを言ったか？
いえ、わかりました。あなたはどう考えても悪いことができるタイプには見えませんし、そういうことであれば協力しましょう。
Are you sure, Cantraella?
はい。私には歌しかありませんから。歌を求めてくれる人がいるなら歌う。
With her rather self-depreciating words, she takes a step forward.
その代わり、結果に関わらず、彼女はロンドンに返してあげてください。待っている人たちがいますから。
About Cardia.
ああ、それはもちろん。僕の名にかけて誓おう。
歌う場所はここでいいんですか？それと、曲目は？
さっきの広間に行かないと正門認証が働かないんだ。歌は何でもいいはずだ。
わかりました。すぐに済ませてきましょう。待っていてください。
おい、待て。僕も立ち会うに決まってるだろ。
Ignoring his protest, Cantraella steps outside of the room.
なんだか今日の彼女、前にも増して不機嫌じゃないか。
He's been through a lot today. It's been a long day. Aiguille, she was sick in bed until just before you arrived. I don't want her to strain herself, so if something happens, I'm not going to hesitate to stop her. Understood? Frankly, I want to stop her right away, but from her behavior a moment ago, I doubt she'd listen.
それはもちろんだ。僕の目標はあくまで夢の実現。夢とは希望とロマンにあふれるもの。そのために誰かが傷つくようでは素直に喜べないだろう。
You're such a good person! Yes. My first impressions weren't exactly positive, but Aiguille seemed to be a kind-hearted person at its core. At the center of the hall, Cantraella is already getting prepared. She takes a series of long breaths to warm her throat and prepare her lungs. So as not to interrupt her, Aiguille and I watch from a distance. I thought I'd never hear Cantraella sing like this again. Her expression looks glum as she stands there. I wonder if she will ever be able to sing happily again. She seems to have finished preparing. She looks across the hall that was set up to resemble a stage. She breathes in as deeply as she can, then blends her slender throat. Then her melody begins to shake the very air around us. Surely such a powerful sound can't be contained to the cedar alone. Her voice reverberates through the room, tingling our skin.
これが彼女の歌声なのか。すごい。まるで本物のおとぎの歌姫じゃないか。
The song she begins to sing is a song that she sang to me at the theater before a performance. The fairy tale about the beautiful princess who loved to sing and cast a spell in the castle. She probably chose that song because she thought it was most appropriate for the situation. The songstress who sings to move the castle. The world, precisely as was written in the fairy tale, begins to spread out before us. What was that sound?
カンタレラの歌声が広間の装置に正式に認識されたんだ。
Awesome. Hardly a moment after Gil's excited proclamation. Is it moving? A fierce quake, Cantraella's singing is interrupted. But what? What's happening? The intensity of the shaking is powerful enough that she can't stay standing without grabbing onto something. One person ever raised his voice with little regard for the violent quake.
やったやったぞ。ついに城が起動したんだ。やっぱり僕の予想は間違っていなかった。今こそ我が祈願城が長き眠りから目覚める時だ。
Meanwhile, as Gil rejoices, there's no way for Cardi and the others to know what was happening, but if someone were to witness the scene from the outside, they'd just probably describe it like so. Okay, that sounds like one of those mother knockers. One of Isaac's Thetford's making his creations. First it was sounded reminiscent of a great howl of a beast. Then, beginning from the tower in the wilderness, the earth crumbles and begins to collapse. The tower stretches upward as it reaches ever higher to the heavens. And that's when you realize a colossal mechanical castle has risen from the earth, like a titan trampling the earth and devouring the sky. Its majesty manifests in the blink of an eye.
外を見なくたってわかるぞ。さっきまでとは気圧が明らかに違う。僕たちがいるこの場所は高所へと一気に移動したんだ。それはつまりこの城が目覚めて地の底から這い出たということ。僕の夢は叶ったんだ。この城があれば何だってできる。絶対に無理だと言ったあの人の言葉を覆すことができた。
Did it really move? I voiced my skepticism, but there's hardly any denying it. Though I haven't checked outside yet, that strange sensation of my entire body rising in the air was definitely real. Not to mention I hear the sound of the steam engine operating, which isn't something I could hear before. Without a doubt, Cantraella's singing caused some sort of change to this castle. Paying no heed to my own astonishment,
ありがとう、カンタレラ。
the Kill maneuvers the chair over to Cantraella. He wears a childlike smile on his face now, different from any expression he's shown.
君のおかげで僕の長年の夢が叶った。本当に感謝してもしきれない。いや、だがとにかく何かしらのお礼をしなければ僕の気が済まないよ。
いえ、別にそこまで大したことは。
そうだ、どうせならこのまま君の望む場所へ連れて行ってやろう。どこがいい？この城ならどんな場所にだって行ける。ああ、なんなら君の家族もこの祈願城へ招待しようじゃないか。
Cantraella becomes stiff. Her expression freezes.
ああ、我ながら妙案だ。 きっと家族の思い出として一生忘れられないものになるぞ。
Oh, Gil.
その上、君がこの城を動かしたと知れば驚かれること間違いなしだ。だから。
But wait, Gil. Now's not really the time. But it's too late.
いりません。そんな俺。
She wraps her arms around herself. The reality that she's been trying so hard to forget about is suddenly thrust at her.
あの人を呼んだところで喜ぶはずがない。きっと私に対して残酷にこう問うだけ。なぜまだ生きているんだい？
But Cantraella, stop. He wouldn't.
いいえ、私が一番よくわかっています。利用価値のなくなった私に彼が笑顔を向けることはもうないだろうと。
おい、待て、何のことだ。一体何を言って。
Her eyes twist in pain as she glares at Gil. Try as she might, she's able to hold back the agonizing words she's been keeping at bay.
あなただって同じでしょ。何が素晴らしい歌姫ですか。あなたが必要としていたのは城を動かすための装置。ここにいる私を、カンタレラを必要としてくれたわけじゃない。
Cantraella? Gil has no idea about what transpired only moments before his arrival. It would be an understatement to say that his choice of words were ill-timed. Surely she realized herself that she's unfairly taking out her anger on him. But even so, she'd probably escalate to yelling if she continued. I'm sure she's wishing that someone, anyone, understood her sadness and despair. But
僕はそんなつもりじゃ。
that much was simply beyond a Gil who had ceased all communication with others so long ago. Uh-oh. Casting aside the uncomfortable atmosphere, the hall quakes once more. But why? Did it suddenly start moving? An eerie sound is his only response. But then suddenly, the floor around Cantraella collapses without warning. Why? Cantraella? Her body at its center, she begins sliding towards the hole that opened. Immediately, I rush over and stretch out my hand, but there's no way I'll make it. Gravity's our enemy as she's pulled into the hole, the bottom of which we can't even see. We lose sight of her and suddenly the floor closes up, restoring itself to how it's been before. Oh no. It wanted her.
なんだよ今のは。何がどうなってるんだ。
Castle wanted to keep its power source, didn't it? With hardly a clue as to what just happened, I'm thrown like an object onto a surface that feels like a floor. Ugh. Urging my sore body, I managed to sit up and examine my surroundings. Oh no. It appears to be a mechanical space. The amount of machines far outnumber even those in the Gil's room, and I can't feel the presence of life at all.
とりあえずここから出ないと。
I sluggishly bring myself to my feet. I begin looking around for an exit of any kind. That intense emotion in my chest from only moments before is no longer there. My emotions came full circle from the sheer abruptness of the event. Now I feel calm. I feel bad for I lashed out at Gil. It's not like anything will get any better by taking out on him, regardless of how traumatized I was.
そしてこのまま私と共に来るがいい。このエギーユとあの城が他の誰でもない。この世でただ一人のお前を必要としているのだから。
The illusion I was living had crumbled, trampled by the family I loved. How selfish of me, then, to cling to those words while I was wallowing in despair, to have expectations, and then to feel betrayed. Despite my state of self-hatred, I continue to peer around the environment. I notice a dark gray door near the back, almost as though it's intended to be hidden. It seems quite heavy. I'm not even sure if it can open on my own. Only one way to find out. I step closer and... I know something with Beckford's machinations. Oh no, it's gonna take her, isn't it? The heat quickly builds up in my head. My vision turns white. My heart screams out in pain. Unable to withstand the agony and heat, I fall to the floor. It's a pain incomparable to the convulsions from before. No. Frankly, it's a small miracle I'm able to stay conscious through it. My twitching hands immediately search my secret pocket. However, the usual medicine I kept there is no longer there. Of course, even if it were there, if Mal was to be believed and it was poison... An unfamiliar voice echoes through my head again, and the headache makes a violent cracking sensation. As my consciousness slowly slips away, my brain imparts a brief message. Of course, it's a familiar voice. After all, this voice belongs to Father, whom I love dearly. Isn't that right, Cardia? That's not my name. That's the name of the gentle girl whom I had been speaking to only moments ago. And yet, why do I have the strangest feeling that I've heard her name somewhere, even long before I met her? Why do I feel such a strong sense of familiarity to her very existence?
私はカンタレラ、マイルズ・ストランドの。
もう、お前との親子ごっこはうんざりなんだ。
My words are cut off by those terrible memories. Oh. All the while, those memories I kept contained to the deepest recesses of my heart break free. The gruesome scene where my countless dead bodies were piled. The fake warm memories that were forcibly burned into me. The abnormal color of my hair, my deformed right eye. And the fear of being discarded by Father for those very reasons.
違う。私は偽物じゃない。だって、こうしてあなたの作った城を動かせているんだから。だから、もう、私のことを捨てないで。
I'm Ardia. To prove that, I sing. Blood coursing through my right eye and throat. I sing the sad and painful song of grief. Oh no. Cantraella! Cantraella! I frantically pound on the door, but there's no response at all. Aiguille, what's going on? Where's Cantraella?
そんなの僕が聞きたいぐらいだ。こんな機能、残された資料のどこにも書かれてなかった。
An impact like a jolt, different from the rumbling earlier, strikes us.
なんだ、今度は何なんだ。
Is the castle moving again? Then a disturbing possibility crosses my mind. Aiguille, wasn't your dream to use this castle to walk around the world?
ああ、そうだが、それがどうしたんだ。
The song was interrupted partway through, so we've only floated and came to a halt. But what would happen if Cantraella were to continue singing right now?
それは。
Aiguille is at a loss for words. In place of his reply, an even more violent rumble presents us with a clearer answer. I had a dream once. A bloke like me with an adorable daughter, and although we're poor, we live our lives together with smiles and cheer. Smiles? Dream that I've never deserved. That dream began over a decade ago. It all started with my encounter with a certain man.
よう、あんたが噂の黄昏のナンバー2か？
マイルズだ。周りが勝手につけた変な称号で呼ばないでもらえるか。
おっと、そりゃ悪かった。誰も彼もがあんたをそう呼ぶもんでね。つうか、その名前だってどうせ偽名だろ？
少なくとも、ここではその名で通ってる。で、お前は誰だ？私に何の用だ？
俺の名前はテオフラスト。今日からお前さんの相棒になる男だ。
He flashes a smile so eloquent that I can't help but be annoyed. I respond with a sneering laugh, and our first meeting quickly devolves into a fist fight, a rather hilarious memory I look back on fondly. The twilight of that time had just been founded. It wasn't even a special intelligence agency of the government yet. It was still undefined and without explicit purpose, acting more like a private army. Although it may share the same as the agency we know of today, this twilight was more of its predecessor. Of its members, the Aproste was a member who specialized in the collecting manipulation of information. His jolly demeanor stood out against a group of mostly gloomy faces, and apparently he was a man assigned as my assistant. Back in those days, I was in the unprecedented position as both a government official and a member of Twilight. I had performed my auditing duties at the government office, and I monitored any unlawful flow of money. I worked diligently to collect information from my governmental insider status, and when ordered, I'd act on my own. And so, the role I was left with was rather modest and behind the scenes. But it was quite a job. My success rate was 100%, so I quickly rose to the ranks. Before I realized it, I was being called second in command, as if it meant anything to me. This man who was assigned to assist me, providing me with information on my targets. If I could describe him in a single sentence, he was a man so honest I thought he was a fool.
俺の目標は人生の最後まで己の正義を貫くことだ。
まさか、こんな裏組織の真っ只中でそんな発言を聞くとはね。自分の発言が矛盾してるって自覚はあるのか？
おうともよ。自分の行いが全て法にのっとった正義。だがな、この黄昏は近いうちに秘密裏にせよ政府の承認を得て公的な諜報機関になるって話がある。そしたら俺たちの行動は国のためにつながる。ここで俺たちが手を汚しまくっても悪を相手に戦い抜けば、このイギリスはもっと豊かになって食うもんに困るガキなんて二度と生まれなくなるだろうよ。
I was so astonished I couldn't even respond. What kind of catastrophic clerical mistake must have happened for a fellow like him to join this organization? It was plainly evident that even if he were under direct governmental control, we'd still be handling all the dirty work.
じゃ、次はあんたの番だ。
ああ？
夢だよ、夢。俺だけに語らせといて、だんまり決め込むなんて許さねえぞ。
I never asked you. My objection was restrained by his persistence as he refused to back down. With little choice in the matter, I let it aside and spoke the first thing that came to mind.
ああ。じゃあ家族で、そこら辺の美人と結婚して、可愛い子供でもできたらいいね。
なんだよ。立場の割にささやかな夢じゃねえか。まあ、けど、その気持ちはわかるぜ。
I think that's a nice dream.
自分の魂を受け継いでくれる存在。そいつは最高に嬉しいことだろうよ。俺には親がいねえから、家族なんざ想像するしかねえけどな。
私もめったに会うことすらないクソ生意気な弟ぐらいしかいないからピンとこないね。何にせよ、こんな真っ黒な親から継いだ魂なんて ろくなもんじゃないだろうさ。
はいはい。現実的だね。夢ぐらい見たっていいじゃねえか。たく。もしお前にガキが生まれたら相当な皮肉屋になるぜ。
お前の子供こそ、しょぼい盗みや人の上げ足取る才能ばかりが伸びそうだけどね。
More fist fights! I've never met a man more foolish and naive. But somewhere along the lines, I grew to almost enjoy our conversation and banter. Perhaps even grew to appreciate the way he continued to believe in his justice despite the many crimes he committed. The time we spent together outside of our missions grew, and before we knew it, we'd grown familiar enough to teach one another our skills and knowledge. However, that was but a fleeting moment of peace. Before long, the justice that Theropastre had so believed in was shattered thoroughly. Oh no. The heck is this? It truly was like stepping through the gates of hell. Countless girls of various ages, all with the same face, floating culture tanks. It was a scene that even a rotten to the core bloke like myself would find horrendous. Oh. The one who led us inside, as casually as though he were entering one's living room, was the founder and head of Twilight. The world-renowned scientist genius, Isaac Beckford.
ああ、そうか。君たちはここに来るのは初めてか。すまないが、不要になったものの廃棄を手伝ってもらいたい。
Oh no. Creating life as one pleases and then discarding the unwanted results. There's no way that could ever be for the sake of the country, nor for the many children in poverty for that matter. Bearing witness to a glimpse of the deepest, darkest abyss of the organization we played major roles in. In that instant, feeling denied of everything he'd been involved with until now, the Proste's ideas and spirit were completely shattered. But he wasn't the only one to feel this way. I had been influenced by his dream as well, so this was like a dagger in my heart all the same. Call it premonition, but I had a feeling he'd say just that later. The Apostle dropped down face completely lacked the cheerfulness of when we'd first met. The days we'd spent discarding the many dead experimental subjects had changed even his appearance.
もうアイザックの強行に手は貸せねえ。今の狂ったような所業でさえあいつにとっては下準備だ。あいつの真の目的はもっと恐ろしいところにある。
Perhaps I should note that the apostate was still the one in charge of intelligence. It seemed he obtained some important information regarding Isaac's future plans. He never did tell me about the details, but considering it concerned a man with a deranged sense of ethics, there was a high probability that it would threaten the lives of many. So I asked him.
ここで逃げたらお前は何よりも夢見ていた正義に背を向けることになる。後悔はしないか。
問われるまでもね。するに決まってるだろうよ。目を背け、背を向け。見なかったことにするなんざ。だが、俺はもうダメなんだよ。
It broke him.
目を閉じても、夢の中でも、助けられなかった子供たちの声が響いて。俺はよ、マイルズ、もう疲れちまったんだ。少し休ませてくれ。
I accepted those words, so there's no doubt in my mind that I'm equally guilty. What came next happened quickly. For better or worse, we were both in a position of power. We secured an escape route, and all personnel could possibly be capable of stopping us were dispatched outside of London ahead of time. Smart. Even if we were caught, the remaining soldiers wouldn't be able to stop us. Escape was even easier than we expected. However, at the very end, Cleopatra had a bit of unfinished justice to attend to.
最後に何かアイザックの野郎から重要な情報を盗み出す。いつかもし奇跡が起きて俺にあの頃の勇気が戻ったらよ。
Speaking in such vague terms, it really must have been wishful thinking. But even in that moment, I saw a slight glimmer of light in his eyes. A resolve hardened, we step into the hellish research facility once more. We hadn't been here in some time, it had the exact same airy air about it. Most of the culture tanks were empty now, and the few that weren't contained nothing that could be considered alive.
行くぞ。
Not human. Just dolls. You're all dead, besides. I tried to convince myself of the search for any information of value. But it was at that moment. Oh. A young girl lay on the floor, leaning against the culture tank. She opened her eyes along with a groan. Her left eye, a beautiful jade green, stared at me. Her right eye, however, was clearly deformed, the white of her eye completely black. Both eyes upon me, she stretched her small, trembling hand forward. Suddenly, before I realized it, she was in my embrace.
おい、何してんだ。連れてく余裕は。
No. We're in a race against time. We can scarcely afford any necessary additions. However, I absently shook my head.
助けてって言ったんだ。誰もそんな言葉を教えていないはずなのに。そんな風に助けを求められる子が作り物のわけがない。この子は必死に生きようとしている。普通の人間だ。僕はこの子を捨てられない。目が合ってしまった。一瞬でも生きていると喜んでしまったんだ。な、テオフラスト、いいじゃないか。今までずっと汚れ仕事ばっかりしてきたんだ。
Oh, Miles.
僕だってかつてのお前のように一度ぐらい自分の気持ちや正義に従ってみたい。
わかったよ。何せお前の初めてにして最後のわがままだ。だが拾ったからには覚悟しろ。どれだけ逃げてもその子にはアイザックや黄昏の影がつきまとう。その影に絡みつかれた時、お前は命を張ることができるか。
さあどうかな。僕は君と出会ったせいですっかり臆病者になってしまったからね。だけどこの子の笑顔を守れるぐらいには根性を出してみせるさ。こんなに綺麗な瞳をした子だ。笑ったらきっと世界で一番可愛いよ。
いくらなんでも親バカになるの早すぎやしねえか。
親？そうか。そうだよな。この子を育てるなら僕が親になるのか。まさかこんな形であの時吹いた適当な夢が叶うとはね。
This is also sad. Once Theophraster and I safely got out of the research lab, we bid each other farewell. Theophraster decided to leave the country for now and forget about these dark days of despair. Myself, on the other hand, decided to stay in London, despite the dangers I was aware of. If something were to happen to his child who was born in unusual circumstances, I may not be able to treat her elsewhere. He and I parted ways, but we made a single promise in the end. If Theophraster finds his justice once more, I decided to thwart Arzik. When the time comes, I'll help him wherever I can.
さよなら、テオフラスト。僕に正義と夢を与えてくれたただ一人の友よ。
お、娘さんと達者でな。嫁にやるとき泣くんじゃねえぞ。
余計なお世話だよ。
Even our banner in the end was just so very us. A few years passed. I learned of Cleopatra's death through rumors, and I realized that her promise would never be fulfilled. Oh no. Then, as if waiting for that precise timing, oh, her head hurts and her fever, and the pain and the burning. I discovered Isaac's cursed relic was that was left inside my daughter. What is it?
No.
Miles wakes up in the back alley with a dull pain. And I'm going to actually end this episode here. It looks like it's going quite a bit of while. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoy. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know